Kirstie Allsopp, 51, has backed King Charles III over his proposed Clarence House redundancies, whilst slamming critics for hitting out at the royal after he lost his actual mum Queen Elizabeth II. The location star's support comes after it was reported by a UK publication that dozens of staff were given notice of the threat of redundancy on Monday. Kirstie took to Twitter this morning to share her angst over the anti-Charles backlash and her support for the new king. She wrote, in view of her 429,300 followers, supposedly it's totally wrong for Clarence House to send letters saying regretfully there will be some redundancies but we'll do all we can to help before the funeral. But it's okay to have a go at the actual person that has lost his actual mum for doing so. Good to know. Social media users rushed to the comments to question the presenter's bold opinion. Piers Morgan swipes at Prince Andrew and selfish brat Harry as he queries funeral choice. Piers Morgan has defended Prince Harry over his right to wear his military uniform to the Queen's ceremonial occasions, but couldn't resist taking a swipe at the royal and his uncle Prince Andrew in the process. In his latest column, Piers branded Harry a selfish brat. Harry Wallop said, "Oh, come on Kirstie. It was terrible. Terrible PR, terrible employment practice, terrible on every level. Sure, there may have to be some redundancies, but they should have waited until after the funeral. Would a fortnight's wait have made any difference?" Taz77 added, "You gotta admit that it's at the very least ill-timed. Could they not wait until after the funeral?" Emma Yan72 commented, "I think it's incredibly heartless so soon after his death. The staff will be mourning too. This could have waited for another week, couldn't it?" However, some took to the comments to share Kirstie's view and back King Charles' decision. Behave16 said, "It was always a given that jobs would change. The household would have expected it. We commoners really have no idea of the machinations of it all and are best to let the folks get on with it. Everybody has a ruddy opinion." Cynthia97196078 added, "The earliest possible notice is best practice, and a legal requirement. Surely the staff can't have been oblivious to the nature of upcoming changes?" The Guardian reported on Monday that Clarence House's private secretaries, the finance office, the communications team and other loyal household employees were among those who had received the letter. The Public and Commercial Services Union, PCSUS, condemned the decision to announce redundancies during the period of mourning as nothing short of heartless. In the wake of the King's accession, Charles' office will be moved from Clarence House to Buckingham Palace. A Clarence House spokesman said, "Following last week's accession, the operations of the household of the former Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall have ceased and, as required by law, a consultation process has begun. Our staff have given long and loyal service and, while some redundancies will be unavoidable, we are working urgently to identify alternative roles for the greatest possible number of staff. Any staff being made redundant will be offered enhanced redundancy payments, and no staff will be affected for at least 3 months."